Hello and welcome to this week's Omsi 2 news. A brand new Italian map has been released for Omsi 2. The somewhat anticipated Grand Paris Moulon was also released. They're not too much heard about, and yet another payware extension for Dusseldorf has also been released. A new Renault bus pack is also now available on Steam. A new drivable train has been released, and a few repaints are also out. This is the Omsi 2 news. Let's get into it. So first of all, Omsi 2's first Italian map has finally been released. The Geneo map recreates the real-life city of Genoa in Italy, featuring bus line 10, allowing Omsi 2 players for the first time ever to drive on an Italian map in Omsi 2, the bus simulator. The somewhat anticipated Grand Paris Moulon, a payware add-on, was also released on Steam a few days ago. The map is developed by Agora and is an extension of the other freeware map on Steam, the Express Bus 91.06 that came out about 4 years ago. The one thing that's a bit confusing about this DLC is that the Steam page and the Halicon DE page of the add-on mention different information. So for example, on the Steam page it does not mention all buses that come with the add-on, because it might lead you to believe there's only one bus that comes with the add-on, but there's actually 4. 2 versions of the C2 as far as I am aware. There is also a MAN A47 and a Hoyless bus as well. I think it was a G327. So I don't know if they're going to fix that, but it is a bit confusing since some of the information is not actually on the Steam page. The add-on also features 13 bus lines, I think 7 city, 2 interurban, 3 school bus routes, something like that. Or yes, or maybe that's 12 or 13 bus lines, something like that. And so far, the reception has been a bit mixed. Currently, it's on a mixed review on Steam. I think it's about 62% positive. And a lot of the kind of more negative reviews seem to do with the new Geneo system, which requires third-party activation on an external site, which is the first time this has been done for an Omsi 2 add-on, which did cause issues with the game breaking, but this has since been patched. And if you thought that Dusseldorf wouldn't get another payware extension, well, here's a surprise for you. The third payware extension for the overpriced Dusseldorf add-on has been released. Yes, that's right. Yet another payware add-on has been released for Dusseldorf. And so I just realized that I had the wrong image up. Yes, I know it's a bit confusing considering there's been a few payware extensions to this. It's actually Dusseldorf Line 71, which features 17 kilometers of new road. And yeah, that's about it. It comes with a default MAN NG272 with a repaint. And altogether now, if you get all 3 Dusseldorfs, it equates to a price of 50 quid. Which, when you think about it, is quite extortionate when add-ons like Grand Paris Moulon, Saint Servan and Addon London offer you more buses, more routes, and freeware updates. This is quite frankly a complete rip-off. So not surprisingly, this has been met, as is the case most of the time when this dev releases a new payware extension, with mixed reviews, and a lot of it seems to be pointing out the fact that €10 payware extension for an add-on that's already 30 quid and only features 1 route and a recycled bus is not exactly value for money. And to be quite frank, I'm not too sure why I'm mentioning this in the Omsi 2 news, because this doesn't really deserve any advertising, but look, it's been released, and yeah, this is more for general information, but this should be avoided at all costs. Next up, we have a new bus that was released, the Renault Agora €2 pack, featuring some bendy bus Renault Agora buses from which are based off the 1995 low-floor version. This bus is available on the web disk for free, as is the case with the Genoa map, and of course, if you want to download the bus yourself, the link is in the description, or also in our Discord server, where you can also stay up to date with the latest on the Omsi 2 news. A drivable train has also been released for Omsi 2, which is the Dusseldorf S-Bahn. So this has been, I think this might have been re-released, but it's also available on the web disk and allows you to drive the S-Bahn in Omsi 2. So we already had trams in Omsi 2, but now we're getting a nice influx of drivable trains as well. The Enviro 400 MMC London Spec also received its patch last week, the version 1.11. The patch mainly fixed some typos on the blinds, as well as removing all the external repaints. So this repaint here, the Tower Transit and the Go Ahead London, and I think there was also an Abellio one that came with the add-on, have been removed and instead replaced with a generic TFL livery with interiors as well. I suspect the reason for this is some people were complaining that the bus didn't have the internal liveries, and obviously it didn't make much sense because it's kind of half realism. So basically, because of copyright reasons, they can't include the internal liveries, or at least that's what they say. I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but that's what the official word is. And nonetheless, what has happened then is they have just put in a generic TFL livery with the TFL interiors, and that hopefully should be a good starting point. But of course, as is the case with Omsi 2, there's a lot of external repainters who have made some repaints for the Addon London 400 MC. But if you're wondering where the repaints have gone, they got removed in the latest patch. There was also some bug fixes for the 400 MC, so now it should run generally better. I think they also scaled down some of the 4K textures, which should increase performance a bit as well. So now we are on to the repaint part of the Omsi 2 news section. So a few repaints, as always, have been released. There's actually loads more than can be mentioned in this video. But a London Central Go Ahead London E66 repaint was released, which you can also download from Felsims. The link is in the Discord as well as in the description, most likely. And we also have a Hornsby repaint for the Enviro 200 that comes with Addon London. So this allows you to use the Enviro 200 in Scunthorpe, which might be a nice addition to your Scunthorpe map as well. And this concludes our Omsi 2 news for this week. Altogether, quite a few stuff are happening in the future. There's a lot of stuff happening as well. Make sure to tune in to next week's Omsi 2 news as well by hitting the subscribe button to be notified about your weekly Omsi 2 news segments. Do join the Discord to stay even more on top of the Omsi 2 news, where the links are posted in advance. I know you can do further reading if any of these particular news segments interest you. As always, do give the video a like if you found it helpful, and do comment down below or in the Discord if you have any questions. This was the Omsi 2 news. Until next week.